Salam alaikum and good evening. Welcome to a very interesting discussion. We'll quickly start off with introductions and then get to understanding how technology is changing the world today. Because I'm the moderator, I get to introduce myself first. I'm Dharmendra. I'm the Managing Director of Middle East and Africa for Find. Simply put, Find is an app that helps your customers shop across retail stores, mobile applications, websites, and we do a lot of exciting stuff in the AI space. We are partnered with Zebra, and we are at their booth outside. Do look us up and see what we're doing. So over to introductions. We'll start with you, Kamal.
Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here. This is Kamal. I've been in the food tech industry for the past 6 years, from Uber Eats, Hunger Station, and today I'm representing Foodix as a VP of Revenue.
Hi everybody. Thank you for having us. I'm Mohammed Hussein. I'm the Marketing Director in Extra Store. I've been working in retail for the last 13 years with various retailers. I also have the pleasure of working in FMCGs and automotive. And I've been with Extra for the last 4 years.
Good afternoon, Rami Yunus, General Manager, Swisslog Middle East. We are in the intralogistics space. So we automate facilities, warehouses. So think magic robots running around, moving things. And we have been around for about 100 years, but we continue to innovate and do some very exciting things in this space, especially in retail. So thank you.
Startup that's 100 years old.
Absolutely.
So good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I just would like to thank everyone who not only have come today here, but stayed in the long hours of afternoon being with us, so thank you. I'm the CEO of Kudu Restaurants chain. We are 36 years young company, Saudi, 100%, born and grown in Saudi. We have around 350 restaurants. Our restaurants in Saudi right now, but we are going international soon, and we are also becoming multi-brand. My past experience, I have been with Kudu for 9 years after the acquisition of a private equity company, and now it belongs to 2 Saudi local families for the last 3 years. Before Kudu, I have been with McDonald's for 21 years in different roles and geographies. And then beforehand, I have been with Coca-Cola and Unilever for about 5 years at the very beginning of my career. So a pleasure being with you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Dua Gawish. I'm the CEO and founder of The Hair Addict. I'm actually quite happy and humbled to be on this panel with such prestigious companies. We're a startup less than 6 years old. And actually, the reason we managed to be here today among those great companies is that because we use technology, and this will come later in the questions. So we're a company, a hair care company, natural hair care company, enabled big time by technology. 0 investments. We managed to scale up in less than 6 years to 3 countries, Egypt, UAE, and Saudi. And inshallah, I'm going to tell you the story later in the panel.
Good afternoon. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have a fruitful discussion. My name is Robert Bendins, and I am head of Hyper and Marketplace at Saudi Arabia's native company called Nana, which is a digital grocery platform. Thank you.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Sédat Firat. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of Flormar. Flormar is a cosmetics company, color cosmetics. We are present in 70 countries, and we have stores in Saudi. And very excited to be here and part of this organization. Thank you.
Wonderful. So as always, the SRF team has put together a cross-functional, cross-industry panel. So I'm very excited to talk to all of you. Maybe we can start with you, Kamal, since we say it like this. So there's a lot that's happening in technology, right? And especially from a self-checkout and so many other systems that are coming to you today. So how do you actually decide what technologies should a company like Foodix adopt, and what are the ways you go about doing it?
So Foodix today, we are a technology enabler for the F&B retail sector. So as you said, there are a lot of technologies from business intelligence, AI, self-checkout, all those things. So always when we start, it's about the customer. Always our value is to optimize operations of this F&B retail to maximize revenue and reduce costs. So having this said on top of our minds, when we go, we speak to the customer, we see how can we add value to the customer where we can reduce their cost, maximize their revenue, and then we set the priorities. As well as today we are the leader in Saudi and we are in Egypt and other countries and we are exporting technology there. So it's very important about scalability because one customer might prioritize one feature, one technology, where the others and other countries, they don't want it. So scalability play, I would say, a vital role when it comes to what priority should we put. We have over 30,000 restaurants. We need to speak to at least 1,000 of them, understand their need, and see this is a need in the market that will add value to the customer, and then it can be prioritized and shipped as a product to the customer.
Amazing. So you're saying customer lies at the center of all that you do, right? Wonderful. And I think a rare question to you then, Mohammed, how do you see customer experience? It is, of course, one of the most important pillars of the industry. But how do you create a seamless experience for customers across online, offline?
Actually, it's when we talk about the experiences, usually it is not something, it's always a horizon. So whenever you do something, it unlocks something and you have to go into this continuous improvement. So there is no such thing that we have reached the seamless experience. I don't feel like this. It's always something that is developing. In 2023, the second half, we launched our new website and app. It was a new experience. And I think I can say comfortably, it is now a benchmark in the consumer electronics experiences when it comes to the app. We see very good results. It includes all payment methods, all kinds of integrations. So it really can tell that we can tell with the conversions happening that the experience has improved big time. We will celebrate this year crossing the 1 billion sales on the online platform, inshallah. And now going to the store, because we always want to create seamless experiences between the omni-channels. So starting with pricing, so because we consider pricing a hygiene factor when it comes to consumer electronics. So it is very easy to adjust the pricing or change the pricing in the online platform. It's a click of a button, everything's changed. But when it comes to the stores, we have 50 stores in the kingdom. So all the stores have been equipped with electronic shelf labels. So when we change online, we change in stores all at the same time. So this gives the customer confidence to buy from either store and online. In the new store concepts also, we have created a lot of, we call it experience touchpoints. So when we look at the website, it is easy to create the long tail or have extended ranges, right? But with the brick and mortar, it becomes difficult with the confined space. So this store will take, let's say, 10 SKUs of refrigerators. However, in the online, it's not the same. We can have extended ranges. So in the new store concept, we have equipped an experience space, which is called the endless aisle. So it's a big screen where you can see actually all the white goods range, even that is not in the store, and you can compare it, and you can actually buy directly from this experience zone.
Amazing. So,
and a lot more touch points that we create in store to reflect this seamless experience, and we see that it is engaging the customer in a very positive way.
Right. No, I think I was sorry I interjected, but what you said made a lot of sense, and I think my next question to you, Rami, is around that same, right? So how do you treat different markets differently? In the technology world, we all look at the Middle East as an emerging market. So how do you differentiate what technologies work for a mature market versus versus an emerging market?
I think it starts with talking to the customer to understand what the actual challenge is. If you went to Europe right now or in the States, it's labor. They don't have people. Or people don't want to work, or they're expensive. It's people. But that's not our challenge. We are solving a different problem here, and it has to do with either speed of delivery, availability, accuracy, that customer experience. If you went to your outlet and I couldn't find what I want, I'll go back the second time, and then you've lost the customer. This is the challenge we have now because competition is massive. So we're not fixing the same problem. The second part is the scale. We still have cross-border trade, which is pretty complicated. So within our markets, UAE has its pocket, Saudi has its pocket, Kuwait has its pocket. And it's hard to say it's one. Not 1 2 hour, not 1 2 day, it's still cross-border. So knowing those, we have discussions with customers. What are your plans over the next 5 years? And then we talk about that journey. We're partners with somebody in the journey, and we try to say, what is the right solutions for you, and it's never product. We will never go to somebody saying, please buy product X. That's a silly discussion. Because our intent is, we want to make sure you win. We have customers who are startups, who are now very successful, and ship back into Europe. And we have some of the massive multi-billion-dollar companies out there who are also growing and expanding. So the key is, have the right conversation, be honest with the customer about where is it. We are their consultant because this is our space. We will be honest with you saying, here's what we think we can do, here's the benefits, or you shouldn't do this, and here's why. Nobody gains from trying to sell somebody a product they don't need. And that's the key. We need honesty in this sector, and it's very hard to do if you are just a product seller.
Great point. And I think your first point really touched a chord, which is about people, right? So, Murat, my next question to you is about how do you proof your company or organization from these challenges of people, right? You see a lot of people moving, not sticking around to their roles. How do you build a company culture that really resonates here?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I will be representing the QSR, quick service restaurant sector, but the people is important for all the sectors. It's all about people at the end of the day. We have a counter on one side of our counter. We have our own people, and on the other side of the counter, there are customers. And that's the moment of truth, and it's all about people. So talent is definitely a challenge, especially here in Saudi. We are all looking for the similar or for the same talent. We are running after the right talent altogether. And we are also competing against the government sometimes even, because government has huge initiatives, and they need people, and they need the quality people and with the right skill sets. So when it comes to the technology, of course, identifying your company strategy, what technology level you have to have in different facets of the business, and what relevant talent you need for filling up those positions is the key. The strategy is the key, so you need to have the right strategy for hiring, and then you need to identify the profiles, what type of profiles and what type of skill sets you need to have for those positions. That's very key, because there are a lot of talent out there with different skill sets, and if you hire the wrong skill sets for a different profile of job, then you are in the wrong spot. Definitely, that's very important. So I'm seeing this as a little bit of a pyramid. So you start with the fundamental skills of technology, where most of us have these fundamental skills, and then you go one level up. You have really good skills of technology, so you are kind of a generalist, that you are using the technology, and then when you go to the tip of the pyramid, you are looking for specialists for that special roles. So that's very important to identify those roles, profiles, and skill sets. Of course, once you have these people, how you engage them and how you retain them is another challenge for every one of us. This is not relevant to technology. This is relevant for every other jobs. At the end of the day, these are the fundamentals of the human capital. However, when it comes to technology, things are changing so rapidly. How you can really keep that person engaged is becoming even more difficult, because he needs to first improve himself, and you need to help him to improve himself as well. So you have to follow and monitor the developments in the market regarding technology, and you need to provide all the resources and the elements for your people to really improve themselves and to excel themselves about the technology that they are using or whatever that technology level is required for that position. Technology also brings some advantages or disadvantages. For example, one disadvantage I see the fear of replacement. So the AI, the IoT, lots of enhancements that are happening in technology, which are fast diminishing the jobs and roles, and people are really feeling fear about it. So what you can do about it is another question at the same time. So, of course, you need to think about some change management strategies that you might want to use to really keep these people engaged and retained in the company. The advantages of technology, the hybrid models, so you can have flexible working hours or locations. That also gives an advantage because once you have the hybrid models in your company, this means that you can work with people not only from where you are, but from all around the world. And that also opens up a new window in front of you to hire the best talents as much as you can for different roles and positions. So that's an advantage that also comes with it. So it's all about people again, and it's your strategies, and it's a challenge, especially here in the market that we are in.
Right. No, absolutely. I resonate with what you're saying. I think moving from people to technology back, I think, Dua, question for you. You are in a business which is a mix of history and modernity, right? So how has technology changed your business, and how have you kind of utilized best practices there?
Actually, like I said at the beginning, we exist now because of technology. So the Hair Addict basically started as a platform on social media, calling on women, Middle Eastern women, to embrace their natural beauty and actually to exert the time and the effort needed to regain their natural health. Because you see, we have all been bullied all throughout our years in the Middle East to straighten our hair, to conform to beauty standards that we don't have. And so our community started at first as a platform calling women to ditch all that, to leave the straightening iron and to go back to natural hair care. We wouldn't have been able to do that. We wouldn't have been able to reach 1 million followers with a very active conversation, with thousands of comments and likes and posts every month if it wasn't for technology. And after that, it was a natural progression for us because we did not find any natural hair care brand in the market back at the time to address our needs. It was a natural progression to start our own line of products and to sell it online, to direct the traffic from the platforms to an online website through which we sell our products. And not only that, being online, being connected to the consumers through technology enabled us to sense any market need for any product for natural heads before they even knew they needed it. It also enabled us to gather tons of data on consumers and their opinions about other product pricing, packaging, formulas, and so on. It enabled us big time when COVID began, especially in Egypt. It was not really an online ordering culture, and this is where we started. And it enabled us later on to scale up our business. So you see, we held on very tight to the online segment of our business, despite of the fact that most of the cosmetics brands are existing mainly offline. We held on very tightly to the online model because, again, it enabled us to be close to consumers, to benefit from the platforms we had reaching 1 million followers, to benefit from all the comments, the likes, and the posts we have every month. And actually, it helped us scale up later on in other countries. We started in UAE, we started in Saudi, and the model was very easy to follow. We start online, we establish the followership, we establish the awareness of natural hair care products and the need to hold on to our natural beauty and how beautiful it is. And then we direct people to our platforms and the products we sell. So I would say technology represented the core of our business, still is. We are a beauty care brand, but we are technology enabled big time.
Brilliant. And I think Robert's question to you, you are the geek amongst us, right? So tell us what kind of technologies are needed to enable a great e-commerce experience.
Thank you for the question. Look, e-commerce is very diverse. Like our colleague here from Foodix explained, that every customer has different needs, right? So, and most of us can actually relate, by the amount of emails we get for different services. But jokes aside, I'll bring the example of Nana particularly. So we're a digital grocery company. So I like to actually break it down from the top to the bottom. So our heart and soul is the customer app. Yeah, this is the main aspect of the engagement from customer within the app. Under the app, you would have an ERP system for buying the products and content system, content system would help you to get the accurate data to reflect correct product information, which would together work with the ERP. And then we would talk about warehouse management system, which would help with an inventory to make all the correct procedures on the ground. And under the WMS, you would talk about the shopper app for the inventory management and the order picking, and the logistics app for the delivery. All of those systems which I just mentioned to you, under them, there are different 1,000 features to leverage, and the world and the e-commerce is very diverse. So in general, that's about it. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And so I think adding on to that, right, the customers expect a lot of innovations, Sédat. So what kind of innovations are you bringing to the table for consumers to interact with cosmetics industry?
Thank you for the question. In addition to what everybody said, actually, we are in beauty business as well. So for many years, we're talking about AI and, and all these new technologies. Beauty is very emotional. If you think about it, we're actually selling emotions. People do makeup to feel better. So our company tagline is actually happiness is your color. You can digitize color, but how can you digitize an emotion? How can you digitize happiness? How can you digitize a feeling that people are going to feel better about themselves? It's not easy. For so many years, people are used to buy things, try products on their skin, and see the color in a store, and to digitize it in e-commerce was a challenge for us. To be able to do that, it's easy to digitize a color. We have the hex codes. But to be able to digitize an experience, we actually worked with a virtual assistant. What it does, you can actually try any product online to your face directly, or you can try it on a model within our website. Or we can actually make suggestions with our beauty experts. We can say, this is a look for an event. You can just try it on yourself. And if you like the products, you can easily buy it. So virtual reality technology came really handy. Same like you, we are actually using our application utmost. It's almost coming of like a second screen for many people. When they're watching TV, they can try products. We see a lot of women trying and spending time on the application because it's user-friendly, and we try to capture the emotion and the user experience at the top level. That's our #1 priority. So it's not an easy thing using the technology, but virtual assistant actually gave us a great flexibility to be able to digitize how a product would look on your own skin instead of someone else's or in a picture.
Amazing, great. I think just in the interest of time, we'll probably have 1-minute answers from everyone for the next round. And I'll probably go with you, Sédat, so we continue in that frame. So there's a lot of consumerism coming around. People are becoming aware of what is the impact on environment, on categories like cosmetics. How do you see that?
We all have responsibility, as we all know. For so many years, Flormar was a part of Groupe Rocher. It's a French company, and their #1 priority was of course, nature responsibility. So for many years, from plastic usage to carbon footprint, we have taken so many actions accordingly. But in terms of technology, the department that I manage, we have been very careful for so many years to actually, every single action we take within the company, we are being responsible. In terms of product development and what we use and where we use it, the recipe has changed within the products, the packaging has changed, and also even the quantity of emails that we send to each other has changed to eliminate the carbon footprint. So we do have a collective responsibility in this, and as a beauty company, as a cosmetics company, we also, I think, have an additional responsibility. And we're utilizing every technology that we onboard to be able to have like a stance on this, actually.
Amazing. I think, Kamal, I'll come to you for the next question. So you work with both big companies and small. So how do you make sure that Foodix supports large and small companies in the same way?
So basically, this is a discussion that we always have. It's always a start, if you look in the infrastructure of the technology, it's about the platform itself. So we have examples like Burgerizer. They started with us with 5 branches. Today they have over 100 branches and it's listed in the market. Today, to be able to serve them, it comes back to the platform itself, if it's scalable or not scalable. And that's part of the solutions that we always look and we offer to the partners, the customer that we have. Can we scale it in the future if the restaurants start expanding? Originally, the goal was for SMEs, but naturally, we have a lot of partners that grew with us, and this gives us the flexibility and gain the experience from their experience to grow with them. Plus, one part that we have in Foodix, we have a marketplace where it is integrated with other customers. So the key here, it's the platform and the integration that you can do with other platforms to enable big customers in particular, and small customers as well in some cases.
Amazing. I think I have a common question for the rest of the panel, and we'll probably take 30 seconds each because we're running out of time. But how are you using Gen AI? Because that's the topic of, that's the flavor of the year, right? So maybe, Mohammed, we go with you. How are you using Gen AI in your business?
That's an interesting one, actually. As an omni-channel retailer, the first thing that we need to do is to consolidate our data under one single customer view, because we have a lot of touch points, customer touch points. So the POS has the transactional data, there is other data in the behavioral data in the website, other data in the CXD, social, and so on. Once you pull all of these data points together, it starts to be like a puzzle, and you are continuing the puzzle, so you know the customer more. With using machine learning models and AI tools, we've started developing AI models that would predict what is the next best action for the customer. So we developed, for example, a propensity model that would tell us who is the group of customers who is most likely to buy in 1 week, in 1 month, it depends. And then we run another AI model which would tell us what category they are going to buy, and then we go until the product SKU recommendation. And then we use this to move from mass communication, so from one message to many customers, to one-to-one customized communication.
Perfect. Rami, Gen AI question for you.
Keep it brief. So it's not ChatGPT, to be clear. We're robotics people. It is beyond ChatGPT. And the exciting thing is actually are things that we're doing today that are innovative. For example, we have robotic picking. So today we manipulate things. I know this cup. I can't crush it. I know this is heavy. I know how to adjust. But to do it for millions of SKUs coming all the time and people releasing them, normally you have to teach it. You have to put in models saying, it's this weight, it's this size. We've replaced that. So with machine learning and AI, we can just look at it with vision, and it keeps on learning, and they talk to each other. The one sitting in Sweden and the one sitting in Germany, they talk to each other saying, you did that wrong the last time, adjust. And they keep doing that time and time again, and now we have robots that pick and place as a human does, and they're doing it thousands of times an hour, and which is impressive, because that's how you can continue feeding it without teaching and keeping it very cost effective. Perfect. One example.
I think very briefly, we have maybe 30 seconds to answer.
All right, so I can give a couple examples from our sector. One is our application, our loyalty program. So we have a fantastic application and loyalty program where we have integrated some kind of Gen AI or AI tools, let's say, for personalization. So trying to understand the customer behavior, put them in different cohorts, their behaviors, attitudes, and then generate some offers to them real time. This is something we are working on. Another one is we put some cameras to our menu boards and trying to understand which customers are coming, young, mid-age, old age, and what are they buying. and then depending on their behavior, and we are now able to recognize them. This is still developing technology, and then our mini boards will change accordingly. So these are maybe two examples I can give from many others that we are working on right now.
Amazing, thank you. Same question for you, Dua, Gen AI.
So actually, since social media is our heart and soul, we use AI in order to generate content. So for example, when we enter a new country, we use like an audit to see the popular social media accounts. And we use AI to replicate the content that is generated by those accounts. We also use it to do reels. We use it to generate voiceovers, suggested like captions. We actually have voiceovers in Saudi accent created by AI. And actually, because we target Gen Z and most of our team members are from Gen Z, we use AI in data analytics a lot in order to generate like conclusions on sales data. We use it for graphic design as well. We use it for our pop-up stores design. So it's actually being used across the board, starting with social media and ending with the consumer interface at our pop-up stores.
Amazing. Roberts, are you Gen AI generated or are you human?
I'll give a very simple example. Yes, we have something in Nana in common with AI. It's actually where we're leveraging AI is in our conversation with customers. So there's a cycle of different questions, and of course AI is not at the level where you can eliminate the human from the conversation with the customer, but since we started and we're enhancing our chatbot with the conversation of customer, we have reduced by at least 25% the duration of the conversation between customer and our support agent. Thank you.
Amazing, thank you very much. We are out of time, and thank you. We'll probably catch up with the audiences separately. If they have questions, please reach out to the panel, and we'd be happy to answer them. Thank you very much for a very engaging session.